In my previous video, I discussed about how to factor expression of the format x squared plus bx plus c. In this video, we are going to discuss how to factor a quadratic expression of the format ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, let's start. So the formula ax squared plus bx and plus c, you can factor it down as a times x minus x1 okay, and x minus x2, okay. So I'm going to show you how to find x1 and x2. All right, let me shade it with yellow color so it will be striking your eye and you can find easily this format of solution or of factoring, rather saying, or solution for factoring, same thing. Okay, I have it. So let's see how we're going to come to this format. Let's take example 2x squared plus x minus 3. For the beginning, we have to represent this expression as an equation, which means I put 2x squared plus x minus 3 is equal 0. What's the difference between them? 2x squared plus x minus 3, it's an expression. You can only simplify. But this one, 2x plus x minus 3, is an equation. You can solve for x1 and x2. And those are x1 and x2 we are going to go after. Okay? We need to find x1, x2. For that, we need to represent our expression in the format of equation. All right? So, let it be. Okay, so how we are going to do it? So first of all, we need to find discriminant. Discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac. All right, let's write down. So if I can put it here, a x squared plus bx and then plus c, this format. So because I need to find a, b, and c. So let's see, how much is my a? This is my a, coefficient of x squared, right? It's 2. How much is my b? Here is b, there is in front of x there is nothing, which means we take as a 1, yes? And c is gonna be negative 3, available term, yes? Okay, so from here, my d is going to be equal b squared, so b is 1 squared minus 4 times a, my a is 2, and c, my c is negative 3. So that will be equal 1, because I have here negative and here negative, so I will end up with, in the case of multiplication, negative times negative is positive, so plus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24, and we get 25. All right, that's the first step. And second step, we need to find this x1 and x2 here. All right, x1 and 2 is equal negative b plus minus square root discriminant divided by 2a. Let me put in the red color because it's kind of formula. Okay. Now x1 and 2 is equal. My b is negative, negative b. If b is 1, then negative b will be negative 1. Plus minus, my discriminant is 25 and divided by 2 times a. And my a is 2. So that will be equal negative 1 plus minus 5 over 4. So x1 is equal negative 1 plus 5 over 4. That is 4 over 4, which is 1. x2 is negative 1 minus 5 over 4. I'm doing separating this plus and minus. Till now I was using together plus and minus because solution was same, identical. After that we have to split it, separate it, because in one case I'm adding, another case I'm subtracting. And that is going to be negative 6 over 4. So if I divide by 2 both sides, 3 and 2, and I will get negative 3 over 2. Okay, so we have x1 and we have x2. Now all we have to do, let me see, I'm going to copy this. And paste it here. There we go. And let me see. Can move it here. And the solution is going to be, my a is, how much is my a? 2. So x minus negative 3 over 2. I'll tell you why first I put the fraction. And then x, since it's positive, I have to do minus 1, right? Okay. Now, I put fraction first because I'm going to multiply this 2, distribute by this parenthesis. So I will have 2x plus 3 over 2, right? And then x minus 1. We flip here sign because we need to subtract. And here we have negative anyway, so it will become positive. Okay, now the reason why I put fraction, because I'm going to now these 2 distribute to this parenthesis. I don't have to distribute to the second parenthesis also because it's multiplication. It's enough you distribute to one parenthesis, okay? You can't distribute the same thing to 2 parentheses if there is multiplication between them. Different story if it would be addition and parentheses and some other conditions, okay? So 2 times x is gonna be 2x. 2 times 3 over 2, it's gonna be equal 3. By the way, if somebody is struggling with multiplication, addition, subtraction of basic fractions, you can use the video I recorded, operations with basic fractions. I will put that video in at the end of the this video, okay? So if somebody needs to refresh memory or go over, you are more than welcome. And here is x minus 1. And that is the answer. We got the answer. All right? Here it is. Okay, next one. Let's do next one. 25x squared plus 51x plus 2. Okay, again, first we need to find discriminant, which is equal b squared minus 4ac. So where is my b? This is the b and a and c. This is my a, coefficient of x squared. Coefficient of x squared is my a. Coefficient of x is my b. So ax squared plus bx and then plus c. Yes? All right. So before we solve it, remember what we have to do. Represent it as a equation. 25x squared plus 51x plus 2 is equal 0. Okay? So let's write out a, b, and c. A is how much? 25. B is 51. And c is 2. Okay? So let's now calculate the discriminant. It's gonna be b squared, which is 51 squared, minus 4 times. A is 25 and c is 2. So d is going to be equal 2601 minus 200, and that will be equal to 1401. Okay? All right, let's solve, find x1 and x2. x1 and 2 equal negative b plus minus discriminant and 2a. All right, so x1, 2 is equal negative b, so b is 51, negative b will be negative 51 plus minus discriminant is 2401 divided by 2 times a, which is 25. Okay, so x1, 2 is equal negative 51 plus minus square root of 2401 is 49. Over 50. Okay, so that is going to be x1 is going to be negative 51 plus 49 over 50. That will be negative 2 over 50, which is going to be 1 and 25. That is negative 1 over 25. And x2 is going to be negative 51 minus 49 over 50. And that will be negative 100 over 50. That is equal negative 2. All right. So from here, again, I'm copying, pasting format. Okay, so to factor down 25x squared, plus 51x and plus 2 is equal so our a is 25, right? So we have minus x minus x1. My x1 is negative 1 over 25, so instead of minus, I will end up with plus. And x minus x squared, so I have here negative 2, so I will end up with plus. And I'm going to distribute this 25 by these parentheses, and that will be equal. So 25 x squared plus, let me see, there we go, plus 51x plus 2 is equal 25x plus 1. Because when 25 multiplied by 1 over 25, you are getting 1, and x plus 2. This is our solution. Factoring. Okay? Next one. Two x squared plus 7x plus 5. Okay? To be able to factor, we need to represent in the format of equation 2x squared plus 7x plus 5 is equal 0. Okay? So discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac. Okay? And that's equal. So a, b, c. My a is 2, b is 7, c is 5. Okay, so b squared, which is going to be 7 squared, minus 4 times a is 2, c is 5. So that's equal 49 minus 40 is equal 9. All right, x1, 2 is equal negative b plus minus square root discriminant over 2a. Yes? So that is equal negative b, it's going to be negative 7 plus minus square root of 9, it's going to be 3, right? Over 2 times 2. So that's equal negative 7 plus minus 3 over 4. So x1 is equal negative 7 plus 3 over 4. That's equal negative 4 over 4 is equal negative 1. x2 is equal negative 7 minus 3 over 4, and that is equal negative 10 over 4. Okay, we reduce by 2. And we get negative 5 over 2. So from here, okay, so from here, what do we have? My a is how much? 2. Twice x, since I have negative 5 over 2, so it will become positive because there is negative. Plus 5 over 2. I always put the fraction in first one so I can distribute, because these 2 I can distribute on only one parenthesis, either first or second. So I put the fraction one in the first one, so I can distribute on fraction and get rid of fraction, that's all. And then x, since it's negative 1, will become positive 1 because we have minus here. All right, so let's distribute. We will get, let me write down our expression, 2x squared plus 7x and plus 5. So if factor, we will get 2 times x will be 2x. 2 times 5 over 2, it's going to be 5. Why? Because 2 times 5 over 2, it's 2 over 1 times 5 over 2. 2 and 2 is gone. 5 over 1, which is 5, right? And times x plus 1. Okay, we got it. Moving to next one. Four x squared okay, 4x squared plus 7x minus 15. So we have to represent as an equation. So from here, discriminant, okay, let's write down a, b, and c. My a is 4, right? B is 7, and c is negative 15. All right. So discriminant d is equal b squared, which is going to be 7 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 4, and c, which is negative 15. So that is equal 49 minus negative 240. So that is equal 49 plus 240, and it's equal 289. All right. Now let's write down your x1 and 2. x1 and 2 is equal negative b. So it's going to be negative 7 plus minus discriminant over 2a, 2 times 4. Okay, negative 7 plus minus square root of 289 over 8. And that is going to be equal negative 7 plus minus 17 over 8. So x1 is equal negative 7 plus 17 over 8. x2 is equal negative 7 minus 17 over 8. So negative 7 plus 17 over 8 is going to be 10 over 8. Reduced by 2, it will be 5 over 4. And this one, it's going to be negative 21, negative 17, it's going to be negative 24 over 8, that is equal negative 3. Okay, so again, I'm using this formula, a times x minus x1, x minus x2. So a is 4. So let's write down the whole formula. I mean the whole our quadratic expression. 4x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal a times x minus 5 over 4, right? Because 5 over 4 is plus, therefore we can put minus. And then x minus negative 3 will be plus 3. Okay. And my a is how much? 4. I am distributing. So 4x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal 4x minus 5 and x plus 3. Okay? Okay, one more. I'm going to solve 3 more problems, okay? So to make sure we understand well. So 8x squared plus 10x minus 7. Okay, representing in the format of equation. And then finding discriminant. So A is equal A, B, C. A is equal 8, B is equal 10, C is equal negative 7. Okay, so discriminant is equal B squared, which is going to be 10 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 8, and times C, which is negative 7. That is going to be equal 100. So we have here negative and negative, so we will end up with positive. And plus, it's going to be 224. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 times 7 is going to be 224. And we get 324. Okay, next, x12. Negative b, we have 10b, that means it will be negative 10, plus minus square root discriminant, 324, and divided by 2 times 8, which will be 16. So, negative 10, how much will be square root of 324? 18 over 16. So, x1 is equal negative 10 plus 18 over 16. It's going to be 8 over 16, 1 and 2, right? And x2 is equal negative 10 minus 18 over 16. It's going to be negative 28 over 16. We divide by 4, both parts. It's going to be 7. It's going to be 4, negative 7 over 4. All right. So what do we have? 8x squared plus 10x minus 7. We can factor it down as, here is a, which is 8, x. Okay, it's interesting. It's very interesting. We get both of them fractions. Let's see how we are going to deal with it. So 1/2 is positive, so we have to do minus, right? Because here it is, we have here minus, x minus in yellow shaded, x minus x1, x minus x2. So therefore, it will be minus 1/2. And x here be negative 7 over 4 is negative, with this minus also will be positive 7 over 4. Well, we have both of them as a fraction, so we want to get rid of both of them. What I'm going to do, here I have 2, here I have 4. So I'm going to break down 8 as a 2 and 4, which means I'm going to represent as 2 with these parentheses, because here is 2 times x minus 1 over 2. And the other one is going to be 4 times x plus 7 over 4. Okay, if you multiply, distribute this with this and this with this, pay attention, I'm distributing this a only with one parenthesis. So I will get 2x minus 1, and I will get 4x plus 7. 8x squared plus 10x minus 7. And we got it. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me see, move a little bit now. Move a little bit down to leave space. No, that's the same problem. Okay. Next. This is also a very interesting case. 15 x squared minus 55x and minus 20. So what I'm going to do first of all, look at these numbers, 15, 55 and 20. Can I take common factor out? Of course, because we have, if you watch math trick video, you should know that any numbers that end with 0 or 5, you can divide by 5. So we have all three, either 5 or 0, so we are taking 5 out. By the way, I highly recommend every time when you have to factor, first of all, you are checking if there is common factor to take out. Just like now, there is common factor 5. If I take it, I'm going to get, what will be left? 15 divided by 5, 3x squared. 55 divided by 5, 11. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. And assigning to 0 as an equation. So let's, from here we can solve it already. The rest is we are familiar with. So discriminant is equal negative 11 squared minus 4 times 3 minus 4ac. A is 3 and c is negative 4, right? This is b squared minus 4 times a times c. Okay, this is equal 121 plus 48. It's going to be equal 169. So let me write down, because I made a habit, so let me write down, so make, if it helps you. A is 3, B is negative 11, and C is negative 4. Okay, moving to discriminant, x12 is equal negative b plus minus square root discriminant over 2a. That is equal, b negative 11, so it's going to be positive 11 plus minus square root 169 over 2 times a is 3. Okay, 11 plus minus 13 over 6. Okay, and we are going to get x1 is equal 11 plus 13 over 6. It's going to be 24 over 6, which is going to be 4. And x2 is equal 11 minus 13 over 6. It's going to be negative 2 over 6, which is going to be negative 1/3. This is 1, this is 3. And as a result, we have this common factor 5. I'm always moving down, so I'm going to keep it. Let me write down 15x squared minus 55x and minus 20 is going to be equal 5 times. This is this common factor. And then what do we have? A times, where is it? Right here. Let me copy and paste. One more time. Copy. And let me paste it here. Okay. So we are going to have my A. This A here is, how much is my A? 3. So 3 times x minus x1. Let's put fraction first. 1/3. So if it's negative 1/3, it's going to be positive 1/3. And then x minus x2 is 4. Okay. So it's going to be, I'm distributing this 5 times 3x plus 1 and x minus 4. And that's all. I'm done. Hopefully it helped you. Okay? So if not, post the questions in the as a comment, and I will be more than happy to answer. All right? Okie dokie. See you again in next video.